Haha, just the thumbnail is funny. I guess Earth really is 6,000 years old. Well, the whole universe, said Hydrix. Biblical scholars estimate 6K 8K years, said Nexus. Is that accurate? Said Hydrix. WDYM. Based on scriptures, that's the estimation of the age of all creation. From the time that God commanded, "Let there be light," until now, said Nexus. Oh, okay, but also, how did prehistoric life work? Said Hydrix. There's so much scientific evidence that so-called prehistoric life has always existed alongside humans. God created all living creatures during the same week. If you look in the church channel, I've posted at least one video explaining creationism, said Nexus. But also none of those old animals still exist, said Hydrix. He used the term, existed, said Astrothingy. I know, but why would only they just cease to exist, said Hydrix. You have asked this stuff before in the church channel. I'm not gonna sit here and type an entire homework assignment for some obfuscated in their presuppositions about a subject that you know good and well cannot be answered in a simple chat. No one has the time nor wants to spend the time doing that. No one. Now, if you're asking this question, again, because you're authentically interested in learning the truth instead of asking it because you want to challenge the Bible to perpetuate the lie of evolution, then I invite you to take your time and watch the following video. It probably won't matter anyway, because most people that challenge the authority of the Bible will never accept that God exists because they just don't want to be accountable. If God doesn't exist, then why do anything good? Seriously, why obey the rules in this server? Why not just break every rule, every law and every morally good thought known to man? I mean, if God doesn't exist, then why would it matter what we did? Just go out and commit every known crime you can, because in the end, why would you matter if God doesn't exist? Asterisk. If God doesn't exist, I should just go ahead and do whatever I want because it doesn't matter, right? I should just ban anyone from the server just because I want to, because why not? So why should we care what anyone thinks? Is it to do good for those around us? Again, why would that matter, especially if God doesn't exist? Why should anyone care, at all? It's because most decent people hold to an idea that there is something that we will have to answer to at the end of our time on Earth. It's because there is something that we have to be morally bound by, some law, some higher authority, or else people can and would just do what they want, at any given time, as long and as many times as they want. God is the moral authority. So again, if you're asking because you're looking to fill that emptiness inside you, then watch the video with no presuppositions. Said Nexus. Are you saying that the only thing stopping you from becoming a mass murderer is being Christian? Because if that's the way you think, then wow, I am a bit shocked. I personally am not religious, and I do not do those things you just mentioned for two reasons. One, because there's an entire law system that if you break you can go to prison and all that. And two, because I actually like being a good person. Why would I do bad things when I can just not do bad things? You know what I mean, said Unknown One. Why in the Space Channel? Those two don't go well. IDKM just continuing where the conversation was held at. I just saw this, said Unknown One. You're really reaching. Where did I say that? How do you get that? I said why would it matter what we did if God doesn't exist? Exactly. Laws are in place because God has instituted it, not man, said Nexus. Not to interrupt, but I feel like we made some laws. To keep out the bad stuff, said Unknown 2. IDK man, I just do good because I like making people happy. Said Unknown 1. God made the laws. Man sees that God's moral law is good and apt to follow. Institutes laws into society to have society, said Nexus. It just makes me happier knowing I did something good, said Unknown 1. But why does it matter, said Nexus. Same here. It makes you happy. That's why, said Unknown 2. Why does that matter, said Nexus. Makes you better in yourself. Said Unknown 1. Again, why does that matter, said Nexus. knowing that you could help people end stuff, said unknown 2. You're not answering the question. Why would it matter, said Nexus. But I did, said unknown 2. Because you can change the world by doing something good and make life better for other people. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. If I am, I'm sorry, said unknown 1. Oh, what did I miss, y'all? Sorry to interrupt, said Phil. Some stuff between God and science. You know how that goes, said unknown 2. Again, why should it matter? No one will care after you're gone, said Nexus. Not really, people care about you, and if you try hard enough you can be remembered in history as a good person. Many people have already done that. Why not you? Said unknown 2. Let me guess. Something going on with planet Earth and prehistoric life and religion, said Phil. Yep, 100%, said unknown 2. Yay, said unknown 1. Again, that doesn't matter if there's no reason to live a morally good life. It's just an account that no one will care about hundreds of years later, said Nexus. But we all came from one single cell. So like, woohoo, we are related, Abbott, to dinos, I think, said unknown 2. Impossible and no proof, said Nexus. Man, I'm sorry to say this, but science. Yeah, and I'm also not trying to be rude here too, said unknown 2. Then maybe you don't need to have a reason to be a good person, said unknown 1. Like I will ban each of you right now because it doesn't matter because God doesn't exist, said Nexus. You can just be a good person for no reason, said unknown 1. What's stopping me, said Nexus. Like people have their beliefs and I respect that as a whole, said unknown 2. Perma-ban right now, said Nexus. Honestly, I believe in both religion and science, just saying and not trying to force beliefs or anything, said Phil. That's what I'm talking about, man, said unknown 2. Your morals and the fact that people will think you're a bad person if you do that, said unknown 1. I believe in the two, said unknown 2. Ultimately it's up to you whether you do bad things or not, said unknown 1. I want you guys to consider this and stop running your mouths, said Nexus. Sorry for making you angry, man, said unknown 2. Why would I not ban each of you right now if God was not a moral authority? I'm not angry, I'm just trying to prove a point, said Nexus. I just said why, said unknown 1. Why would I care what anybody thinks, especially people behind a keyboard, if God did not exist? I could care less, but because he does exist and I submit to his authority, I will not do what I want when I want. That's the difference between a moral society that submits to authority and a society steeped in anarchy, said Nexus. I still believe in rules since I'm a Buddhist, but I mean you believe in what you believe and that's fine by me, said unknown 2. You guys really won't think for yourselves, will you? Your belief in your religion is based upon demonic doctrines, and you blindly follow it, said Nexus. Guys, I'm gonna spectate now with Dino Sire also play us some stuff going on right now, said Phil. Who the heck do you think you're talking to, son, said Nexus. He meant the slow mode, said unknown 3. You don't run your mouth in my house and expect to not have repercussions. Don't ever tell me what I need to do, ever, said Nexus. What is happening here? Said unknown 4. Okay, I am just going to step away from this. This is becoming way too heated and I am not for it. Something bad's gonna happen if this continues, said unknown 1. Something already has. Ask the one who thought they could tell me how to run the server, said Nexus. I'll just not talk here for now, I'll just leave it to it. I'm sorry if I caused much trouble. Said unknown 2. Your single cell theory that you accept is severely and scientifically flawed, said Nexus. Best to step away, I don't want to be in this drama too. Said unknown 4. You all call it drama because you don't want to accept the truth. You guys thought you could come into a Christian server and push your secular lies as if we were gonna just lay down and accept it. That will never happen. In this server, if you won't listen to logical data and reasoning, there's no sense in any of you trying to contend with the biblical authority. You can take that evolution garbage elsewhere, said Nexus. Are you referring to me? Said unknown 2. Who are you talking to, son? Said Nexus. Oh, this is not looking good, said Phil. Hello, I'm Gilby, the 5th of July 2024 1:48 a.m. Anyone else wanna keep running their mouth like they have no sense? My life and Digi's is based upon the gospel of Jesus Christ, and we will never be ashamed of the gospel. Now you unsaved PPL are welcome to ask questions and even debate, but we will never tolerate rudeness. Nor will we tolerate anyone trying to push lies and indoctrinate others with non-biblical agendas. I didn't see these answers. Image. So by your all's reasoning, it's okay that criminals continue to do what they do because it makes them happy to steal things and hurt other PPL. So you see, happiness is subjective. I was just scrolling down all the channels BC. I was bored, and what happened here? Sorry to interrupt though. Okay, I backread, no answer needed, thank you. I don't want to continue this argument, so I'm gonna just leave. The purpose in life is to have relationship with our Creator. God created man. Man sinned and fell, and we are cursed because of it. The evil we see in the world today is because of the curse of sin. The truth is that we all need someone save us, because God says the penalty of sin of death. God sent his Son, Jesus Christ, and pinned our sins upon him for all those who would repent of their sins, believe in Jesus and his redemption for us, and submit to his lordship and follow him. It's not an argument. I'm trying to challenge your all's thinking based on the norms of society. To not just follow what the world does. Most of you guys want to be different, but you don't want to have to face the adversity that comes with being truly different. Christ followers truly have to face the persecution of the world because following Jesus is the only way to God the Father. You have tried it your way for many years, yet you're steeped in emotional turmoil because you have been living against God's design for your life. Said Nexus. Deleted 1. I'm an atheist. I'm not religious. Atheism is steeped in the religion of paganism. I bet you didn't know that. Said Nexus. And where has that gotten you so far? I just care about you guys and don't want to see you guys end up in hell because you didn't hear the truth. Said Nexus. What is going on in here? Said Bestbuckle. It keeps me up at night knowing that so many are perishing in their sins. The thought of eternal suffering for them truly bothers me. People forgetting that this server is owned by a Christ follower, sued Nexus. I was exactly like most of you in here. Far worse in my opinion. But when I found Jesus, or rather when he found me, it changed my life forever. I hated religion and made fun of Christians. Said Nexus. I actually do not believe there is, that. And also, Christianity isn't the only religion here. There are many people who believe in other religions as well. And please don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, and yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say next. Said deleted 2. I understand that, but there's no other way to God except through Jesus. I will not let you continue on your life without hearing the truth that all religion is based on paganism. Salvation in Jesus Christ is not about a religion. Salvation is about a person. And that person is Jesus Christ. Now what I'm telling you here is just a sign. Most people go down an expressway and they can either choose to follow and obey the signs like speed limit signs or to ignore them. You can choose to ignore what I'm saying here and go on with your life, or you can heed it. I'm just here to say that I care about where you spend eternity. If I didn't, I wouldn't tell you the way. Don't give me that garbage. Ick what channels I'm in. I created the entire server. Everyone else post whatever they feel like in whatever channel they want to, and I allow it. Yet, when I talk about something truly important, you guys wanna point out the channel I'm speaking in. Such a hypocrite you are, said Nexus. Excuse me, said Bestbuckle. The fact you wanted to point out that this is Space Channel. Said Nexus. Yeah, actually I'm just gonna head back and do my homework instead of getting myself into an argument. Said Bestbuckle. A sorry would be more appropriate here. And you call yourself a Christ follower. Please remove that role. Never mind, I'll do it for you, said Nexus. Wait, caps lock. Anyways, I guess, I'm just Gonna leave said deleted one, and even if I weren't speaking on something that I felt was important, do not forget I will post wherever I want in this server. And whenever I want said Nexus. Man, literally, the first thing I see after school is this. Anyways, I'm out of here said unknown 5. I am a Christian said Bestbuckle. If that were the case you would have no issue with what I'm saying in this channel. Dude, to be offended that the gospel of Jesus Christ is being shared, shout that you're a false Christian. Said Nexus. Why did I say this in the first place said Bestbuckle? Why should it matter what channel I'm sharing that in? What's more important, the channel or the PPL that can be saved through the gospel of Jesus Christ? Even then, most everyone posts MSGs that don't match the channel, so why are you pointing it out to me? Said Nexus. Okay, now I'm just tearing up said Bestbuckle. Then why did you feel the self-righteous need to post this image? Said Nexus. Because I do stupid drawings that show stupid things because I DK how to express it in words said Bestbuckle. I feel it's because you felt a space channel should only have space things in, but yet, no other channel in the server has messages in it specifically for that channel. That's why I had to turn our channel into a lounge because the convos kept going off the rails. Yet you feel it necessary to remind me I'm in Space Channel because the gospel, which is far more important than Space Channel and even this server, is being shared. Please don't ever point out what channel I'm posting in. I post where I want and when I want. You would do well to remember that. Please stop, I'm actually starting to cry said Bestbuckle. All you had to do was sorry. I'm not the one said Nexus. Sorry, sigh, see, also IDC where you're sharing this. I'm just a dumb idiot who messes things up said Bestbuckle. What did I start said Hydrix. Please take this to another channel, said Hydrix. This is meant for space. Not religion. No, yes this is a Christian server. Okay I'm not gonna talk anymore said unknown 5. This is a Christian server said unknown 4. You didn't start anything, you asked a question and I answered it. The others didn't have to get involved. Them leaving isn't your fault said Nexus. Is this a bad time to ask but may I post some space related image said Golden.